Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Kevin Thornton.
And I'm Mark Johnson, and welcome to Sports Rapp. Tonight we're going to be talking about the NBA draft. I was fortunate enough to get some information from the Portland Trailblazer office this week concerning the draft, the upcoming draft. I got about 130 pages worth, a little more than I thought I was going to get, but essentially what it amounts to is about a three-page list of alphabetical list of the names of the draft choices, or who's eligible for the draft. A one-page biography on each player, and there's about 122 players, I believe, is what I counted, and various other things. They sent me a list of the draft order for the first and second rounds. We're going to put that up, at least the lottery draft selection, up in just a few minutes. We won't do that yet. Let you know who the top 11 draft picks are in this year's draft, and talk a little bit about who you think is going to be the top draft pick. And before we get to that a little bit, we'll give out the questions of the week. If I could have somebody cue those up, and we'll go ahead and put them on the screen here in just a minute. Questions of the week. Number one is, now that the NBA Finals are set, who will win the NBA title, Chicago or Phoenix? Question number two, what will Orlando do with the number one pick in this year's NBA draft? Will they use it, or will they trade it away? And the number three question tonight, we've got three of them. If Orlando uses the number one pick, who will they choose? Those are the questions tonight. We'll put those up periodically. I'll have JJ or somebody put those up periodically so you can see what those are. Call in for your answer, to voice your answers. The number is 397-5886. We're on at 8 o'clock tonight. The reason being, with the summer fast approaching, it's staying lighter a lot later. And we figured we'd give people a chance to stay outside and do some things before they came in and watch Sports Rapp. So, like we know they're going to, right? Right. Actually, you've been kind of quiet. Go ahead and you can jump in any time. You know.
I've been waiting for you to get done talking.
Just waiting for me to shut up, huh?
Right.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, let's start out with the first question of the week. Who will win the NBA championship, Mark?
Well, my personal choice, I'm going to have to go with Phoenix. Phoenix has home court advantage. They match up very well against Chicago. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see Charles Barkley go up against Michael Jordan in the finals this year. It's just going to be incredible. First game, of course, is Wednesday night, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock everywhere else on the East Coast. It should be a very interesting game on Wednesday. I look for Phoenix to come out and really, maybe not dominate the game, but I look for them to win game one. I won't give out any prediction on the score, because that's the one thing I don't do real well, is predict final scores. I have been very fortunate this year in the playoffs to pick 12 out of the 14 as far as the series. I'm about 12 out of 14 correct. The only ones I've missed were in the first round, the Portland-San Antonio series, and in the Eastern Conference Championships, I picked the Knicks, and Chicago took it. So
I didn't even try and pick them this year. I'm kind of new to sports, and didn't quite know all that much about them. But I'm going to say Chicago's going to take the championship this year, even without home court advantage. Michael Jordan, he's been really hot in the playoffs this year, and like I say, even without home court advantage, I'd like to see Chicago take it.
I don't know.
I'd like to see Phoenix take it, but I don't think they will. I think it's going to be Chicago to take it.
I don't know, Kev. I'm going to have to go with Phoenix, and the main reason, Barkley has turned this team around in a single season. He has silenced all the critics that said that even with Barkley, they weren't going to go anywhere the first season. They were going to have to build for a season or two before they went anywhere. Mm-hmm. They had the best record in the NBA this year at, I believe, 63-19 or 62-18. They've got the league MVP in Charles Barkley. They've got Kevin Johnson. They've got Danny Ainge. They've got Dan Marley, Thunder Dan. This man is just incredible from three-point range, along with Tom Chambers, who can hit the threes. They've got Mark West at center. He's done an excellent job this year.
Yeah.
Plus two very good rookies in Oliver Miller and Richard Dumas. So they've just been a very hot team this year. They've got probably a deeper team than Chicago. They've got I believe, a better bench.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has done a lot to improve their bench in this year, but I do believe that Phoenix has got the advantage. The only player Phoenix is going to be without in this finals is Cedric Ceballos, and I don't think that's really going to be a factor.
I don't think it will.
He's a good player, and he's done a lot for them, but when it comes right down to it, I don't think that's going to play a major role. If they had lost somebody like Kevin Johnson again, or Barkley, or Danny Ainge, or Dan Marley, or somebody like that, I really do believe that would be a factor, but I believe that Phoenix has got to have the advantage here, and I believe the way they played some very smart basketball in the playoffs, and a lot of people criticized them for almost losing after being down 2-0 against Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people said, well, there goes the playoffs for the Phoenix Suns, but they came back, they worked hard, and they did what they said they were going to do, and that was to get to the NBA Finals in the first year with Charles Barkley on the team, and you really have to commend them for that. They've really done an excellent job of getting there, and I believe they're gonna take it all the way.
Do you think this controversy right now with about Michael Jordan is going to affect the way he plays? Because I noticed since this information came out about his gambling problem that he had with this guy in Las Vegas or whatever it was, I noticed in the last game of the playoffs he had only scored like 20-some points.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to affect him during the playoffs?
It could, but I doubt it. I think a lot of what came out was timing. The timing of it, I think a lot of it was to try and throw him off his game. And he proved to everybody that it really didn't affect his game. If anything, it's fired him up to where he's playing better. I don't think it's really affected his game yet, and I really doubt if it will. He has refrained from talking to the media up until right before Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, in which they beat New York for the Eastern Conference Championship. So I don't think that's going to play a major role in that. I think if he refrains from talking to the media about it, I don't think there should be much of a problem.
Okay. Let's go to question number 2. Do you think Orlando, what are they going to do with their number 1 draft pick? Do you think they're going to use it, or do you think they're going to try and use it as a trade?
Well, Orlando right now is about roughly around $3 million over the salary cap after signing Shaquille O'Neal last year. My opinion is I don't think they can afford another number 1 draft pick. If they were to use that draft pick to pick somebody like Chris Webber or Jamal Mashburn, I really don't think that they can afford to pay either one of those players what they would ask for, because as being number 1 picks, a lot of these players feel that, hey, I'm the number 1 pick in the draft, I deserve $40 or $50 million over a 10-year contract or 3-year contract or whatever. And I personally, even with the salary cap going up $1 million this year for the draft, I don't think Orlando can really afford it. I think they would be wise to try and make a trade with another team, maybe get a veteran in there, maybe not a real old veteran, but try and get a 3 or 4 year veteran, somebody that can help them right away, somebody that knows the game, and fill a void that they need. I'm not really sure what they need or what they're really looking for right now. Obviously, they don't need a center. They've got Shaquille. Shaquille's going to do the job there. But where do they need to fill in? Probably at one of the forward positions is probably where they're going to go. And in that case, I would imagine they'll either, if they do decide to use the number 1 pick, they will probably either take Jamal Mashburn of Kentucky or Chris Webber of Michigan. Either one of those two could fill a good void for them, I think. But on the other end of it, they're looking at major money. to sign either one of those guys, and I think they would be wise to make a trade with another team in the NBA to get a veteran player, and let that team have the number 1 pick and worry about signing the number 1 pick. So,
my choice in it, I say they're probably going to use it as a trade, because, like you said, they are over their salary cap by $3 million. And that's quite a bit to be over a salary cap.
Yeah. You got to think about the fact that you've still got to pay other players.
Right.
You've got 12 guys you have to pay. You're not just going to be able to pay Shaquille O'Neal and Scott Skiles and not worry about the rest of the team. You're going to have to pay the rest of the team, and in order to do that, you've got to get under the salary cap. They're not under the salary cap. I look for them to trade it as well. To who, I don't know. I'm sure they're right now that they're just as shocked as anybody to find out they even got the number 1
Right.
pick. The way the draft lottery works is the team with the worst record, which was Dallas this year, has 11 ping pong balls put into the drum. The team with the next worst record has 10, so on and so forth. Each team after that has 1 less ball put in there, and that gives them chances to get that number 1 pick. Orlando had the 11th worst record, so they got 1 ball put in the drum. They had a
just
1
by chance their ball come up
they had a
first.
1 in 66 chance of getting the number 1 pick, and they got it. And it's really incredible because after last year, after having the number 1 pick and choosing Shaquille O'Neal, you really wonder, wow, they've got the number 1 pick again. What are they going to do?
Right.
So anyway, I haven't heard that phone ring yet. 397-5886. I know we're on at a weird time, and that may throw a lot of people off. But let us know if you think this is a good idea for us to change time frame, time that the show comes on, or if we should go back to 6. Or 7. JJ's show isn't going to be on at 7 anymore. We could take that time slot. I don't know. That might be a good idea. Maybe next week to bump it down to 7. I know we're interfering with prime time, if there is such a thing, on Sunday nights. I don't see a whole lot of things happening on Sunday nights. That's kind of why I thought we'd go prime time. But maybe there's actually something on that people want to watch more than us, but I can't imagine what it is.
It might be America's Funniest Home Videos.
No, because they're on it.
No, they're back on at 8.
Are they back on at 8?
Back on at 8.
Why didn't somebody tell me that?
I tried to.
Oh, sorry.
Well, let's go to our third question here.
Okay.
You said that Orlando is going to trade. You think they're going to trade their draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think they're going to trade to and give the number 1 draft pick to?
It's hard to say because there's a lot of teams in the NBA that could really use that number 1 draft pick, Portland included. I would love to be able to get a representative from the Portland Trailblazers down here and talk to them about that on the air. It looks like we're not going to be able to. I've been in contact with the Blazers, and everybody that's involved with that end of it is really busy right now preparing for the draft. I did have a chance to talk to Jeff Petrie, and there's a slight chance that he may come down sometime after the draft is over and talk to us a little bit about, Portland's future and, what they have planned, whether they're going to trade anybody or, we'll see who they drafted as of June 30th and talk to him a little bit about that if we can get him down here. It's not a done deal, but, we are working on trying to get him down here.
And we're also working on other people, trying to get other people onto the show, other famous names.
Other famous names, that's right. I'm told we have a phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Who was your number 1 draft pick?
Who was what now?
Who was the number 1 draft pick? Or the draft?
Who's
For this year?
Yeah.
No one yet. The draft isn't until June 30th.
Oh,
They won't announce who the number 1 draft pick is
Right.
until right close to the 30th.
Well, actually, the actual draft takes place on the 30th at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Auburn Hills, Michigan, where the Detroit Pistons play. That's where they're holding the draft. Last year it was held right here in River City at Portland at the Coliseum. They'll hold the draft all the big wigs from each team will be at Detroit, and they will announce who their pick is when their turn comes up.
Do you have any idea who the top prospect is? I heard it was a Dave.
As far as Portland?
No, just all overall.
Overall, I think if Orlando decides to keep their draft pick, I think either Chris Webber or Jamal Mashburn are going to be your number 1 pick. That's almost a given. Either that or Sean Bradley, the 7'6" center out of BYU. He's definitely a lottery pick. You know, he may not be the number 1 pick. I can't see Orlando picking a center 2 years in a row unless they're going to use that center for trade bait after the draft. I don't think they need another center. I don't know who their backup center is right now. Bradley would be a great backup center for Shaquille, I think, but I don't know what their status is on the backup center right now. But I can't see him taking another center when they've got Shaquille.
I don't think they will either.
You know, I think they're going to look somewhere else. I think they've pretty much nailed down a really decent, above average center that's going to last them for a few years.
I think they need a power forward.
Any other comments?
I think they need a power forward.
We need to get the volume up there, guys.
I think they need a power forward.
I still can't hear. Go ahead.
Says they need a power forward.
They need a power forward. Orlando does. You know, maybe that's Chris Webber or Jamal Mashburn. I don't know. Mashburn looks like he'd probably be a good pick for that.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's got the stats on Mr. Mashburn in front of him right now. He's 6'8", 240 pounds. He would probably be a good...
And he's from New York.
He's from New York. I don't know what that has to do with it, but he
He's
would
from
probably...
New York, New York.
Right.
So he's got to be a good power forward.
A town so nice they named it twice.
Right.
It's too bad they couldn't put Shaquille in with Charlotte, huh?
With Charlotte? That'd be interesting.
I
That
think it
would
would.
be
I think
very
they play pretty
interesting.
awesome.
Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning as your 2 forwards, and Shaq at center. Yeah, Kendall Gill and Muggsy Bogues at guard. That'd be an interesting matchup.
Muggsy Bogues is interesting by himself.
Muggsy is a heck of a player. He really is.
5'9", isn't he? 5 foot.
I think he's shorter than that. I think he's like
5'7"?
5'7" or 5'6".
Yeah, he's 5'7".
5'7". There you go. So
I'm taller than he is. Wow. But he can jump higher.
that's true. And guess what? I'm shorter than Shaquille O'Neal. Who
He can
cares?
jump higher.
He can jump a lot higher. He can break backboards. I can't. Well, I broke down that rim, but that doesn't take much. Oh, we're over here now. Anything else you'd like to comment on?
Yeah, did you get a haircut?
No, but I'm about to.
Yeah, you're starting to look like a chia pet.
Chia pet?
Yeah, I think I better water that.
No,
here.
no, we don't want it to grow anymore. Who's going to win the championship, Phoenix or Chicago?
Well, I'm going to have to go for Chicago probably because I think they have a little more experience. It's not necessarily that I'm for them, I just think that the experience is going to take it.
That could be. I don't know. I think Phoenix they're pumped, they're ready, and I think Charles Barkley's ready to lead his team into battle against the Bulls. You know, I think he's...
Yeah, but there could be a deal with, it seems like they all want to fight right now. They're getting pretty nasty.
Well, as long as Mr. Barkley doesn't retaliate, if he can get Jordan to throw the first punch and
yeah, but
and
Jordan's
Barkley's
usually not like
smart
that.
enough not to retaliate, then Jordan will be out for a game and he'll keep playing.
Barkley's not that smart.
He's
Barkley wouldn't
smarter than you think.
retaliate.
He's smarter than you think, though.
What about the draft pick? Do you think Orlando's going to keep it or trade it?
I think maybe they ought to trade it. They're not.
Hello?
I don't think.
Still there, caller?
Yeah.
You think Orlando's going to keep their draft pick, or you think they're going to trade it away?
I think they need to trade it away. I think it's going to take them a little while to really get up.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling. We're gonna move on and get some more callers on here.
All right.
All right. Thanks for calling.
See ya, Chia.
All righty. So we're looking right now, leaning towards Chicago to win the championship. I don't think so. I don't think. What's that? No show. What about?
Never mind.
Oh, thank you. I know what you're saying. Never mind. I knew that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
we'll keep it under control. We'll do it.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Thank you very much. And now, back to the news. Oh, wait a minute. Anyway,
Serious side, Mark.
well, we're still here to have fun.
That's true.
Besides, I'm the producer.
Did you see the Seattle Mariners game today?
No, I didn't. I didn't have a chance to see it.
Yeah. At the fights, a baseball game broke out.
Wow, I heard about that. We have a phone call. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, for Orlando Magic and their
Turn the
draft
volume up.
pick. I believe they're gonna keep it. And
Okay, who are they gonna draft with that pick then?
the power forward. You just
Paul,
mentioned him
still
a
there?
couple minutes ago. Did you hear me?
Can't hear you.
The power forward you just mentioned a couple minutes ago.
Right?
Chris. I believe so. And they'll probably end up trading him down the line though.
You think they'll use the pick and then trade whoever they get?
Eventually.
Okay. Who do you think they'll get?
I think it's Chris.
Chris Webber?
Chris Webber.
Yeah, that would be my guess. Either him or Mashburn. Okay, so we got to vote for Chris Webber. Who's going to win the championship?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. All right. Good choice. Good choice. I like that choice.
Now he's sitting there changing his deal.
I think they're going to win it too. I hope they do.
Yeah, me too, because Charles Barkley, all he wants to do is win a championship and then move on. Maybe he'll come to Portland.
Well, I have a brother in Mesa, Arizona who keeps up on these guys. He's gone to a few of the games this year. He seems to think that, and the rumor is down there, that if the Phoenix Suns win the NBA championship, Charles Barkley is talking about retiring from basketball.
I don't think he's going to retire. Not
well,
right away.
Well, from what my brother says...
Not with as many fines as he's had. He's still trying to pay him off.
No, he's got plenty of money to pay him off. Don't be fooled. No, he is, from what I understand, he is a very devout family man, and he wants to spend more time with his family. And if he wins the championship, that's what he's going to do, is probably retire.
Well, he's definitely not a role model.
That's true. He's stated that. But
I believe he's going to come to Portland.
okay, well, I'd like to see it.
Get rid of that fat Duckworth.
Alrighty. Hey, we're gonna try and keep the phone calls as short as we can, so we can get as many people on here as we can.
All right, see you later,
All right,
Chip.
thanks
Take
for
care,
calling. Alrighty. Yeah, that is another thing. We'd like to try and keep the phone calls to at least a one question minimum, or one or two short comments.
Right. We'd like to keep the phone calls within like a 2-minute time frame, so we can get in as many calls as possible.
Reason being, obviously, we only have one phone line.
Right.
So as long as that one phone line is tied up, then nobody else can get in. So
Right.
we'd
We
like to-
have those 50,000 callers that.
That's right. We've got at least 10, 11 people that watch the show. So
Right.
so we want to be able to get all 10 or 11 of them on every week. See, so it makes it look like they're watching.
In fact,
We
there's
have a
another phone call.
There's the third one.
There's the third one.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Chris Webber.
What's that?
I said I think they ought to take Chris Webber.
Okay. So that's 2 votes for Weber. Okay. Do you think he could help him right away?
No, that's 3.
That's 3.
Yeah, that's 3.
Okay. That's 3. I'm missing count somewhere, but I don't
Now,
know.
what was that?
Who's going to win the championship?
The Bulls.
The Bulls?
All right. My choice. Although I don't like the Bulls, I think they're going to
He
win
thinks
it.
they're- he thinks
I
they're
really
gonna
do
win it.
think they're going to win it. They've been there. They've had the
Been
experience.
there, done that.
Been there, done that. That's all they need to say. Been there, done that, and doing it again.
Don't think so. I don't think they can three-peat, Kev. I don't think they're going to do it. Jim Courier did not three-peat at the French Open, and I don't think the Bulls are going to three-peat in
Speaking
basketball.
of that, did you watch that match?
I
today?
did watch.
That
I
was-
watched the last about 4 or 5 games, and that's about all I caught of it. But
That was a pretty
very-
good game.
it was a very
pretty
good
good
tennis
match.
looks like we're having a tennis match with our cameras here too. By the way.
I watched.
Well, hey, I gotta go, Cheetah Pat.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, thanks.
Chia Pet.
Thanks a lot.
New nickname for Mark. Chia Pet.
No, I don't think so.
Chia.
I don't think so.
Chia.
Wait a minute, why am I doing that? Anyway,
camera.
JJ,
That one.
while we're in between phone calls, let's go ahead and put up the graphic with the top 11 draft picks and let people see who's going to be picking where.
Now, are these your choices or are
No,
these?
this is set by the NBA. This is the draft, the top 11 draft picks as chosen in the lottery this year when they held the lottery, the draft lottery. And they put all the ping pong balls into the drum and picked them out. So this is the way the NBA's got them going. So I don't know, do we have that up there? Do we have it up there? Okay, we have it up there. We have a phone call. Go ahead, caller.
I think Orlando's going to take Chris Webber.
They're going to take Chris Webber?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 votes for Webber. Why do you think they're going to choose Webber over somebody like Jamal Mashburn or Sean Bradley?
Well, he's pretty good.
Well, all 3 of them are good.
Yeah, I just think he's a lot better than the others.
Okay, so you think they'll go with Webber? Okay, well that's a good choice. I don't think they could do wrong by picking Chris Webber. Do you think they can afford him though? He's probably going to ask for major bucks.
Yeah, probably, but pay the price for the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're already about $3 million over the salary cap, so I don't know. It's going to be tough to see. But
I was just sitting here comparing between Jamal Mashburn and Chris Webber, and looks like Jamal Mashburn comes out on top. He's scored the most points.
he's played more games though too.
Well, yeah.
Weber's only played in 70 college games. Mashburn's played in 98. So you got to figure that's got to be a factor too in looking at their final stats. Shooting average-wise, Mashburn's got the better shooting points per game average. I don't know if he's got the better field goal percentage or not, but if we look at field goal percentage, Weber's shooting 59%, 51% for Mashburn. I'd say Weber's probably the better choice, just looking at those two. But,
yeah, they're pretty close.
Okay. Anything else you want to comment on, caller?
Yeah, I think if they had Jamal Mashburn, and Shaquille and him would be in too much competition.
You think so?
Yeah.
That could be. That could be true. Time will tell who they pick. I think they'll probably go with Weber as well. So.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Chupet.
All right.
Good
Thanks.
night. Take care.
So that's 4 votes for Chris Webber. I think he's probably got the best shot of anybody of being picked by Orlando if they decide to use that pick.
Seems to be so far. We got 3 votes for Chicago, 2 for Phoenix.
I think that'll change. I think that'll change.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
397-5886.
I think around here people don't really like Phoenix because they're Blazer fans, you know, and anybody that takes something away from the Blazers they don't like.
They got to look at it this way, you know. Okay, the Blazers didn't win it.
Right.
All right, but we should still go for the West team. But me, I think that way too. But I still see Chicago coming out on top. Only because I don't like Barkley.
Well, I don't like Jordan either.
Barkley's got an attitude worse than Jordan.
Well, nah, I don't know about that. Jordan can have a
Jordan's
pretty
got a
lousy
gambling problem too, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I think Phoenix. There's no pressure on Phoenix. Let's put it this way: there's no pressure on Phoenix to win it. The pressure right now is on. The pressure right now is on Chicago to three-peat, and I don't think they can handle the pressure. That's it. I don't think they can handle the pressure, Kev. I don't think they can do it.
I don't know.
I think there's no.
I think they can. I think they can take the home court advantage away from Phoenix.
No, I think they can do that, but I also think Phoenix has proven they can win on the road as well. In fact, I think they had a better road record than they did a home record. Well, that's not true, but they had a very good road record. I don't know the final stats on that, but if anybody knows that, you know, you can call in and let us know.
That's what I keep saying. But
Yeah,
I was handed this note here, and I have
This
no idea
draft.
what it means. It says
The
draft.
NBA draft lottery order is going to be up in a second if you want to talk about it.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
draft is up.
Hold on a second, folks.
Mark dropping his papers all over the
No, I
place
didn't.
here.
No, I didn't. I just forgot one tonight. Somebody
most
took it. Somebody
important
took it
one.
out of my folder, but I won't mention any names. Floor director.
We won't mention Holly Merrill's name.
Right.
At all.
Okay, we're looking at it right now, Mark.
We're looking at it right now. Okay, here's the draft order as you're looking at it on the screen. The number 1 pick, obviously, going to Orlando. That's who we've been talking about all night. Number 2 goes to the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 3 to the Golden State Warriors. Dallas could do no worse than 4th in the way that they were doing the draft lottery. They end up with the 4th pick. The Minnesota Timberwolves with the 5th pick. Washington gets the 6th. Sacramento with the 7th. Milwaukee with the 8th pick. Denver ends up with the 9th pick. Detroit, I believe number 10 was from Miami. And I'll explain that a little bit. Miami had, I don't know how many ping pong balls in the lottery, but the deal was that if Miami did not come up with one of the top 3 picks in the draft, that their pick went to Detroit via some trade that happened a while back. If they were to get one of the top 3 picks, they would have kept it because that was the deal with Detroit. But anything lower than 3rd, and their pick went to Detroit. So Detroit has the 10th pick because of that deal with Miami, plus the 11th pick being their own from having a lousy record.
And we'll have to see how that turns out.
We'll see how that turns out. It'll be interesting to see who.
We got a phone call.
Who improves the most? Go ahead, caller.
Hey there, Mark.
Yes.
This is Macho Man.
Doesn't sound like the Macho Man.
Sure it is.
I don't know.
You ever get that haircut?
Nope, not yet. Does it look like it?
Heck no. You look like a chicken pet.
Well, thank you. That's my new nickname, I guess, is Chia Pet Mark. I don't know.
Bring a water bottle and spray that thing.
Yeah.
Why's your partner sitting there looking at me like that?
I don't know.
Keeps giving me the eyes.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I give everybody the eye.
He's got that evil eye type look.
Yeah, he does.
Better than giving them
This does not sound like the Macho Man. I don't think this is really the Macho Man, do you?
I don't know. He may be macho. I don't know.
He may be macho and he may be a man, but he's not the Macho Man. I don't think so.
Got a sore throat.
Oh, I see how that goes.
Yeah, okay, well. We may just be getting a call from the real Macho Man if this isn't him. And he's going to be
Yeah.
awfully mad that somebody's imitating him.
If you are the Macho Man, what show were you on today, other than wrestling?
Ooh.
Well, of course I'm not the real Macho Man.
Oh, so now we have an imposter.
It's just a Macho Man.
Oh, okay. So now we have an imposter.
Macho Man.
Knock it off.
Oh.
Anyway.
Were you the Indian of YMCA?
Nah, I'm not, and he's not either.
Oh.
He's just a big fan.
Still there? Thank you. Let's try and keep our calls more on the serious nature, you know. Although we do appreciate getting calls from the Macho Man and
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan and other
Michael
callers
Jordan.
like that. We're trying to keep it more on a professional level, you know, and
I got a question for you, Ken.
heck with it.
I got a
Yes.
question for you. If we had Michael Jordan in the studio right now, what would be the first question that you would ask him?
How's your golf game?
All right. I like that.
That would be the first question. Is I'd ask him how his golf game is. Speaking of golf, Mark and I went golf.
We
Did
went
we ever get any highlights of that up?
You mean low lights?
Did
No. I had him destroy the tape.
destroy the tape?
It's better
That's
that
probably
way. It's better that way, Kel.
I got a birdie yesterday. Yep.
Kind of.
Well, if you wouldn't have been talking, I took the shot over because Mark's saying,
by talking,
Mark's standing over my shoulder saying he's going to choke, as I'm trying to hit the ball, and I did choke.
He did choke.
But I took the shot over again and I made it, so.
So we're not sure whether to call it a real birdie. That could be question number 4. Should that be counted as an actual birdie?
I think it should. If we're playing by,
Now, if we're playing by PGA rules,
then it would have been, because nobody is allowed to stand over your shoulder and say, you're going to choke. So,
you show me that in the rule book.
I will.
I've got a rule book at home.
I'll
I'm going
show
to
you
look that up.
I will.
We'll have that for you next week. Anyway, 397-5886. We've got about 20 minutes left of the show. Let us know if you think this is a good time slot for us, or should we go back to 6 o'clock, or should we go to 7 o'clock? Should we go to midnight? I don't know. You know, I really don't know.
And
But-
speaking of car racing, Nigel Mansell won in
I didn't know
Milwaukee
we were
today.
speaking of car racing, but I don't know how that subject came up.
Good
but,
change the subject. What?
that's
We're
good.
playing tennis with the cameras
Tennis
again.
with the cameras again.
We got a phone call.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Mark. This is Dana Larson. How you doing?
Hey, Dana Larson, how you doing, man?
I'm okay. How you doing, Kev?
Doing pretty good.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I watch your show regularly, and I think Sundays are a good time slot, but I'd watch you on another night, too. So
Okay.
I think you guys are doing a good service for the county. And
Do you agree with a time slot like 8 o'clock during the summer? Do you think that's good, or do you think we're...
well, people will probably be doing a lot of things outdoors at night with the sunshine being out longer.
Well, that's kind of why we decided to move it up to 8 o'clock instead of 6.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a little better.
Okay.
Because, people having barbecues, things like that,
That's
softball
true.
leagues.
Yeah, we hope
I was
that...
trying to tell Mark we needed to go to a 7 o'clock time slot. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay.
Just a little bit of feedback. Better turn this down.
Okay. You can turn his TV down a little bit.
Anyway, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the NBA draft.
Sure, go ahead.
Let's do it.
And I'm kind of curious. Do you remember what pick Portland had?
30-something, 20-something,
What did I
28.
do with it? I just had it here.
Expansion must have grown there, Kevin. You got 30 teams in the league.
What did you say? What?
The 30th pick would be in the second round. First round, Portland has the number 21 pick. And then
I was close.
in the second round, they have the number 48 pick. I don't understand this, but it says Portland, from Portland via Denver.
Yeah.
Can you
There's always
explain
those
that?
players named later and things like that. Anyway, I was just thinking, you think Portland's going to probably trade some of their players for draft picks?
Definitely Duckworth.
I would like to see it. I
Yeah.
really think that they could benefit from at least moving up in the draft, not necessarily trading with Orlando for the number 1 pick, but
Right.
trading up to maybe even get a lottery pick if they could. Trade somebody like Duckworth to one of the top 11 teams that needs a center. I don't know who really needs a center. I don't know if Lane Beer is leaving Detroit, if he's retiring.
Well, there's a lot of teams that need a center. There's not very many out there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some in college, like with Montrose coming out next year. A lot
Yeah.
of people like.
I was noticing there's like 2 guys that are 7'7" coming out in the draft this year.
Yeah, that one guy from BYU, is he one of them?
No, actually, he's only 7'6".
Oh, only he's a short guy.
Yeah, he's a short guy. He's only 7'6". That's Sean Bradley of Brigham Young, 7'6", 235 points or pounds. No, the 7'7" guys. We got Mike Lanier out of UCLA, and we have who's the other guy? Here he is, Jorge Murizan of Pau Ortiz from the French League. He's 7'7", 315 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Not points, pounds.
You've done your homework, even the international players.
Well, I'll tell you what. The only homework I've done is I called the Portland Trailblazer office and I got them to send me some information on the draft players.
They sent him like
Great.
120
About
some pages.
About 130 pages, autobiographies on each player, and alphabetical list, 3-page list of alphabetically of all the players that are eligible for this year's draft. And
That's fantastic.
yeah, so
That's great. You think Kersey's going to be on the trading block?
Kersey on the trade. There's a possibility. Which one was that?
I was just thinking.
I don't know. I think it'd be a mistake to get rid of Kersey. I think they'd be better off getting rid of Duckworth.
Yeah.
He hasn't really done a whole lot to help the team. Who is
Yeah, I
that?
think there's going to be some big changes, though, with Portland, Los Angeles, a lot of teams in the West, with Phoenix and Seattle moving up like that.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do. Reason, M-O.
M-O.
No, excuse me, M-U.
M-U.
So you're going to keep going.
Right
Need a
here.
computer there.
Yeah, we need a computer. I wish we had one.
I got a mess on my desk.
Should be right.
Oh, you're doing pretty
There
good,
we go.
Kevin. I liked a couple weeks ago there where they had the Ghost Kevin, where he
The
kind of
Ghost
came
Kevin.
in
Wasn't
there
that
and
good?
divided the screen. That was
I was-
impressive.
Yeah, I only got.
Freaked me out a little bit, though.
I only got a chance to see just a couple minutes of that. I thought they did a
It
pretty good
freaked
job.
you out?
Yeah, it
How do you
freaked me
think
out a little bit.
How do you think I felt sitting next to an empty chair and there's Kevin? Let's
he did
give
a good job, though.
Yeah, I want to give a little background on the 7'7" guy from Powell Ortiz.
All right.
It says here, let's see where it's. I don't see where it. Is that the guy or is it the other one?
Let me see.
Which one was it? Oh, the UCLA guy. Figures. I got the wrong one. It's Mike Lanier. See if you can find Mike Lanier.
I think you have that
I
one.
probably haven't. We're getting there. We're getting there.
That's okay. You know.
Here it is, Mike Lanier. Where'd you see?
Just read it. Background.
Okay. Played sparingly as a senior after seeing action in nearly half of UCLA's games as a junior. Twin brother Jim, also 7'7", plays at the University of Denver. Mike and Jim are the world's tallest living twins. Can you believe that?
And they're both basketball
They're both basketball players. They're both
No
playing in
doubt.
college. Can you imagine having both these guys on your team?
Yeah. I wonder what their kid's sister, what her height is.
I don't know, it doesn't say anything about her. But
She's 7'8".
yeah, she's about 7'8". She's playing for the Globetrotters this
Yeah,
year.
probably.
But so who's going to win it all? Who's going to take the championship?
Well, if NBC has anything to say about it,
Probably Chicago.
I don't know. I almost foresaw this at the beginning when Barkley got sent over to the West from the East, that it was almost a team of destiny, Phoenix. I'm not a big fan, but neither of Phoenix or Charles Barkley, but I have a feeling that nobody's going to three-peat.
Yep.
And that Chicago's, if you take Jordan away from Chicago's lineup and Barkley away from Phoenix, what you've got left is probably a better Phoenix team.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
unless Jordan
exactly.
really step it up, and I don't see that happening. His shooting has been sporadic. Yeah, he had a couple big games, but I don't think his wrist is better, and I think they're tired.
Yeah.
I think Phoenix will outlast him, but it'll be exciting.
All right, so we got another
Phoenix
vote for
vote.
Phoenix. All right.
But I don't know if I'm going to watch it.
Oh, I'll watch it. I'm excited. I'm going to be excited to watch this. Hopefully, my brother will get to go to one of the games, at least one of the games. He's down
great.
there in Mesa, so he's gotten to go to a lot of the games this year. His company has season tickets, and
And he's not even 7'7", right?
I really feel so sorry for him having to get dragged to all those games.
Yeah,
man.
it's got to be terrible.
Yeah, he got to see Portland and Chicago and the Lakers.
Forced to see Portland.
Yeah,
I should say.
forced to see Portland. I'm sure.
Physically
Real
forced.
drudgery.
Yeah,
Gotta
he's
beat him
probably
with a wet noodle.
probably forced at gunpoint to go see the Blazers play. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep your lines full. I know there's probably other callers out there. And
I hope so. I hope
good
we
to
got other
touch
people
base with you
watching.
and keep working on your golf
What's this,
game
our
there. I'm going to get out
seventh
too.
viewer?
And oh, by the way,
Yes.
thank you for those 2 John Starks cards you sold me.
Oh, hey,
Those
my pleasure.
Those worked out well.
Nope, my pleasure. I foresaw that's happening soon.
That's right. Keep up the good work, guys.
All right,
Take care,
Talk
man.
to you later.
thanks. Dana Larson, he's done
Mark.
some. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have some golf highlights if you'd like to look at those.
Yeah, let's see them.
Oh, you wouldn't
Hold
do
on.
this, would you? You really would.
Roll them.
He found him.
Are they on?
Oh, there we are. There's our putting. Hey, now that wasn't a bad putt. That was not a bad putt. I thought that was a pretty decent putt, actually. That was about a 30-foot
Folks, can he tap it in?
Choke. I choked, man. I can't believe this.
We did this. We went out Saturday.
Yes,
And went out to the Saint Helens public golf course out here.
So we'll take our usual 5 for par.
Right.
Well, as you can see here, folks, I've got kind of a long putt, probably about, I'd say about a 10, 15-yard shot here.
About 30 feet.
About 30 feet or so, 25 feet. And, ball's sitting here. Now, I'm going to try and judge this. I'm going to say it's going to break to the left here.
Didn't I sink this?
No. Don't putt yet. I want to get this.
Mark, set it down right on the hole.
Oh, this has to be. I haven't seen it.
Oh, this is going to be a good shot. We
Set it
took this
down
and
on the
actually set it right down on the
right
hole.
on the hole.
I don't know if this is such a good idea, dude. I don't know how this
I'm
is
not
going to
going to
work.
hit it. I can't hit it that hard.
You guys better not have hit the camera with the ball, I'll tell you that.
Right, like you think Kevin could hit that?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's right behind the flag, JJ. I don't
We
even
go
think
with
he
our
can-
ground's eye view.
Oh, this is cool.
Look
I
at that.
choked it.
Isn't that
See
beautiful, folks?
Pulled up way
Would have
short.
been right there. Just needed to hit it a little bit harder. Here with another ground's eye view. God. See that?
What a wimp.
And the crowd is hot.
Oh, this is my nephew, Michael.
Well, there's goes Michael's shot.
He was my caddy for the
Not
day.
bad for a kid. Not bad for a 9-year-old. He did all right.
Yeah.
We let him hit a couple tee shots, and he did all right.
Hit better than us. At least this went halfway straight.
I know. We couldn't keep that thing going straight. We only shot the one hole, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because if we would have shot the whole game, it would have been wasted videotape. So.
Right. One of these days, we're going to get one of our camera people to go with us and actually videotape every hole, and we'll come in and show highlights of it. So.
Or low lights, as the case may
low
be.
lights.
Hey, we got about 11 more minutes to go before the end of this edition of Sports Wrap. We would like to also have JJ, if you would please, put up our mailing address so that our wonderful viewers out there can write into us and
We haven't
ask
heard
us-
nothing from our fan club lately.
No.
Of course, then I never got no mail. I'm
Mark?
bleeding.
Yes, sir.
We don't have on the graphics our mailing address.
Oh, it got lost in the last crash.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Shall I just tell all the viewers what the address is?
Go for
Please
it,
do.
God.
Okay, that's Sports Wrap, care of CCTV Channel 9, P.O. Box 1468, St. Helens, Oregon, 97051.
JJ, can you say that a little slower now?
Sports Wrap, care of CCTV Channel 9, P.O. Box 1468, St. Helens, 97051.
And please address that to Kevin Thornton.
Kevin Thornton or Mark Johnson. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
We have a phone call, Mark.
Do we? Great. Go ahead, caller. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, do we have a caller there?
Yeah, I just want to give a comment on the on your both on the Blazers and the playoffs there, the championships, and
Okay.
I kind of think that the other caller was right, that Phoenix is gonna pull it out. I just don't think that the Bulls are gonna do it at all.
Right on.
They're just not good enough this year.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the Blazers, I think they need to get rid of Duckworth. Maybe make a 2-player trade, Duckworth and Kersey for, just anybody good, just better player.
You think they should trade him for like a draft pick, a higher draft pick,
No.
and try and get somebody out of the draft?
No.
Why not?
Oh, I don't know, just, they just need to pick up somebody with more experience.
Yeah, that would be great if there was anybody available.
They could have picked up Rodman.
Well, he's not really a center though. I mean, you need somebody to fill in at center.
Well, he's a good power
Move forward,
forward.
center.
He
right.
played center for Detroit, didn't he?
I think he was more of a forward.
He backed up.
He backed up Lane Bear?
I think he was a
lead
center
rebounder.
He may have backed up Lane Bear a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I think that disappointed me really bad when they didn't pick him up. They had a chance for him and just lost it. They could have got rid of Duckworth
Well,
for sure for him.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the way Cliff was playing this year,
Cliff was on fire during the regular season, but I think his fire just fizzled out when it came time for the playoffs.
Like somebody hit him with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, somebody
Choke.
put out his fire real quick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but about back to the Bulls and the Suns.
okay.
It's like the other caller said, that Phoenix had their destiny all set out for them. They knew what they wanted to do all year, and you get to playing like they're playing, and nothing's going to stop you at all.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I think they're on a roll. They've got the better team. Depth-wise, they're a deeper team than Chicago. I still believe that Portland is a deeper team. I feel Portland's probably the deepest team in the league.
Portland is?
Portland is.
I don't know about that.
With guys like Strickland and Ellie, Tracy Murray. Murray was a little bit of a disappointment this year, but otherwise, he's a rookie, so you don't expect a whole lot in the first year. Dave Johnson, Reggie Smith. They brought in Joe Wolf. They had Robinson,
Even
Bryant, Delaney Rudd.
Yeah.
He came off the bench. He played some good minutes.
Yeah.
Joe Wolf.
Joe Wolf. I'll tell you what I like about Joe Wolf. Joe Wolf goes in, he does his job, and he keeps his mouth shut. Now, I'll tell you what. I believe that Kevin Duckworth could learn a lot from Joe Wolf. Duckworth is constantly complaining about his playing time, or lack of playing time, I should say. If he would forget about complaining and go in, play the game he's supposed to play, and the game that he's getting paid $2 million a year to play, and keep his mouth shut and do his job, I'll tell you what, there wouldn't be all these trade rumors and trade talk about him.
Yeah.
He's a good center. If he could drop another 20 pounds, even just dropping 20 pounds off of where he's at now, because he did drop some weight coming into this season. If he could drop 20 more pounds and, lose the attitude,
Right.
this guy could be a premier center in the NBA.
Yeah, and when Adelman sets him on the bench for the whole fourth quarter, I mean, that plays on your mind.
Well, it does, but I think the reason Adelman does it is to send a message to him saying, hey, lose the attitude, start thinking about your game a little bit more, do your job, and shut up.
Right.
And I think that's part of the statement that they're trying to make is, hey, just go in there and do your job and play the best you can, and we'll evaluate you and we'll give you your minutes accordingly. Joe Wolf went in, did his job, kept his mouth shut, everything was fine. I mean, he doesn't have a problem coming off the bench as the 12th player.
Right.
And that's what they need. They need a center that's, not ashamed of coming off the bench as the 12th player or the 11th player or 10th or whatever. You just got to be able, if you're going to be a starter, then my feeling is, hey, don't go whining about your playing time.
That's right.
Because your playing time is based solely on your attitude and the way you play. And if you're not playing good, you're going to get benched.
Be happy that you're starting.
Be happy that you're a starter.
Right.
And when you're not a starter, go back and look at the games that you played as a starter and say, hey, why am I not starting now?
Right.
Is it because of my play? Is it because of my attitude? Go back and look at it. And then do something about it to get yourself back into that starting role.
That's right.
So.
Okay, well, nice talking to you, Mark.
All right, hey, thanks for calling in. We're going to try and get at least one more call on the air here. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left. My pick for the number one player in this year's draft, if Orlando decides to keep it, I believe it's probably going to be Chris Webber. If they trade it away, there's probably a good chance that they'll trade it either to Golden State or else Philadelphia. Philadelphia and Golden State both in need of a center. I think if they decide to trade to one of those two teams, I believe that you're going to see Sean Bradley is going to be the number one pick if that's the case. Or if they trade to a team that needs a center, I think you'll see Sean Bradley is probably going to be the number one pick in this year's draft. We have one more phone. We have time for one more phone call. We have a caller.
Quick phone call.
What's that?
One more quick phone call.
One more quick phone call. Go ahead, caller.
I'll try to make this quick. Try this hypothesis. You're not going to be able to dump Duckworth because he's got an attitude problem. He's got a high salary. The salary caps have a lot to do with it. Clyde is worth a bunch of money, and he's a very valuable ball player. He's well loved in the Portland area. But the way I see it, the only way you're going to be able to dump Duckworth is to put somebody like Clyde together with him, and you can get something back for it.
Yeah. Who can we get back for him, though?
Well, I think Porter does a great job as an off guard. I think Kersey's a terrific ball player. I don't care what the problem he had is something that's going to hound him for a while, but he's a terrific ball player as a small forward. Clyde, to me, has always been a small forward anyway. He's not been an off guard.
Well, that's what he started at.
I think that he should have been. I think he's been misplayed for years. I think he should have been a small forward. They got somebody like Strickland, even though he's not a real good shooter, but he's a good ball player, he's a good penetrator. I think that they're going to have to team up somebody like Clyde with Duckworth to get rid of Duckworth, and then they can improve their ball club.
Thing is, you got to wonder who they can get for, even throwing Duckworth, even throwing Drexler into the package. You wonder.
Well, Golden State needs a center really bad, and they're really hurting for a center. And if they could get Clyde Drexler, I think they'd take Duckworth.
Okay, what do we get from Golden State though?
Well, maybe some draft picks. Maybe you're on the right track. There's some good ball players out there in those top 10, 11, 12 players,
Yeah.
and they
Maybe
may have to develop them. But they've got Robinson. He can fill in. He's not as strong yet as he could be if he got on a weight training program or something. But he's a good, active, can be a good center. He can play a lot of spots.
Real quick, what do you think about Joe Wolf? Do you think they should keep him?
I think they should. I think the guy is a great role player, and like you said, he keeps his mouth shut, and he just does his job, and he doesn't care if he scores points. He just wants to do his job.
Yeah, he's a great shot blocker. He blocked some really key shots in some key games this year.
Yeah, I think he's.
I
think he can be very valuable to get a center in there. Well, even like Robinson, you could, if you needed to play him more, you could play him at big forward or small forward or center, and you could use Wolf to spell him. And I think that they'd have a good combination there. I really do.
Okay. What do you think about the possibility of? Real quick. I don't know how New York feels about it, but since they didn't make it to the finals, do you think they're going to start making some more changes? And if so, do you think they'd be willing to give up Patrick Ewing?
No, they won't give up Patrick Ewing. He's one of the premier players in the league. They couldn't give him up. I think that they need to get some more ball players around him, and they're going to have one hell of a ball club.
Yeah. I look for him to challenge for that Eastern Conference title again next year.
First time I caught your show, I've enjoyed it. I just flipped it on, and I didn't even know you guys' name until people started talking to you by name. And I've enjoyed it.
We're glad you joined us. And with that, I think we're probably going to have to wrap it up. Our hour's pretty much up, and they want to get us off the air for some reason.
Before we do, we've got to do our shootout.
Our shootout, okay.
So I'm going to take the first shot here. Oh, and I missed.
Choke, just like on the golf course. My shot.
As bad as you.
Yeah, right. At least I didn't pull up 10 feet short.
Choke.
Here, wait a minute. Let's see.
He has to act professional. He'll roll up his sleeves. Just pull up your pants while you're at it.
Let's see anything about that.
Oh.
There it is. The champ.
Mark gets it again.
For the first time. Anyway, that's going to put a wrap on another edition of Sports Wrap. We thank you, everybody who called in, for joining us. I'd like to take this few minutes to thank my crew: Dana Olson on telephone, Holly Merrill, Ford Director, Rick Miller and Todd Hilton at cameras, Ted Gross, our sound and character generations man, and JJ Wright for directing as usual. Thanks to Kevin for co-hosting. Good night, everybody.
I want to remind everybody, please don't drink and drive, and just say
Right on, brother. Good night, everybody.
Good night.